Hey y'all, welcome back to Laid Back Homestead. I'm Crystal and today we are starting all of our flowers for the 2026 spring garden. I have my seed box that overfloweth right here. And so I'm going to take out all of the flowers that I am starting. A lot of these are brand new varieties for me this year, so I'm really excited. And we will get these going. Honestly, I'm probably a little late on this, but I don't think it's gonna matter too much. So let me go ahead and get all of this out and organized. It is a beautiful day here. I am in zone 9A, Southeast Louisiana. It is 70 something degrees, 73, I believe. I have everybody out in their respective groups, categories, if you will. And this is really what I'm growing from spring into summer. I will have a separate video going over everything I grow specifically in summertime. I'm actually going to start off with my marigolds. I am growing several variety of marigolds this year. Hopefully, we'll get them to come up. Last year I had some trouble with germination, so I did get new seeds. Lots of birds out today. Not sure if y'all can hear that, but if you're into bird watching and wanting to bring some birds to your yard, make sure you check out King's Yard, Amazon store, discount code down below, 20% off. Everything there is absolutely amazing. I had my bird feeder up maybe an hour and we already had some visitors there, so. Alrighty, so first up we have in the marigold category, the Antigua. These are not new seeds this year, and I only have 3 left. So killed that pack, and I'm not sure any of these actually germinated last year. Now I have here Kilimanjaro White. Very pretty. I tried last year to grow a few different white varieties and they did not come up. And I think maybe, I take that back. I think I had 1 or 2 come up, but they weren't doing the best, if you will. They kind of struggled. So I wanted to make sure this year that I planted some more. I don't bury marigold seeds in too deep. I don't find it necessary personally. But I'd love to know, do you just use vermiculite on top of your flower seeds or do you push them in? Now I have French vanilla. As you can see, this pack was open again. Oh, these are from 2020. Since the seeds are so old, we'll go a little heavier with them. I still had a bunch left, so it's no biggie. Now this one I'm excited about. This is Orange Hawaii. It says it's a large, deep orange flowers, 4 inches across. Very striking and beautiful. Plants grow to 3 feet. Now, this one was bought this year as a backup Kilimanjaro White, and I think I am going to plant that because I'm pretty sure that those older seeds that I had didn't come up last year. That would be the only reason why I would have repurchased these. And these are brand new packaged for this year. So I think I will. Okay. Now this one is also new to me. It is called Moonlight African. Stunning variety. Produces large, creamy white yellow blooms. And last in our marigold category is the French Favorite Blend. French Favorite Blend. It says bright marigolds, call in pollinators, big and small flowers. So that is what I have for the marigolds. Now I'd be interested to know, what marigolds do you grow? Are there any varieties that are like tried and true for you? I'm still pretty new to the world of flowers. I only really started focusing heavily on them a season or 2 ago. So I don't have as much experience with different varieties. So that's why I'm always, when I make these flower videos, I'm always really leaning on my comment section to help me out with things. Okay. My next category is one that I am pretty new to, but I have recently fallen in love with it due to its performance in my yard, and that is snapdragons. Snapdragons have just been one of those things that kind of caught me off guard. And I'll tell you why, because everything I've read said that they typically like temperatures between 40 and 60, 40 and 70 degrees, and that's when they bloom the most. And that's, I'm sure, true. I don't think that's not true. But I have been growing snapdragons in my yard, and they did bloom all summer long. And we get a lot hotter here than 70 degrees in the summer. I mean, it's February. Oh no, I'm sorry, I take that back. It's March, and it's in the 70s right now. So you can imagine our summers are significantly warmer than that. But they still performed. They still did well. So snapdragons are definitely something that I am currently on the hunt for. So if you have favorite snapdragon varieties, again, please share them with me. All right, this one's new to me. This is snowflake, white snowflake snapdragon. It says clear paper white blossoms with a touch of buttery yellow at the center. So far I've grown apple blossom, which is a beautiful pink, and I've got one called, I think, flame. That was a transplanted plant that I got from a nursery. And that one's still blooming as well. And I had started some of these and they're just now blooming, but I'm going to start some more because I didn't get a whole lot to come up. And that is the Bizarre mix. So I want to do more Bizarre. Because these are so tiny, I'm kind of just sprinkling them on top. I'm not really worried about trying to cover them. I mean, they are like tiny, tiny. The moment you go to water them in, they're gonna be right where they need to be. And then this one is new to me, packaged for this year, so hopefully we have good germination, and that is the Bronze Dragon Snapdragon. So this one is new. No, this one does say ideal temp 65 to 90. So I don't know. I don't know why. Some places say they really don't like it above the 70s. Maybe there's certain varieties that are like that, but so far the ones that I've grown have done well. Is there any other special instructions here? Surface sow, right. Something this tiny typically wants some light to germinate, or at the very least to be surface sown. So those are all the snapdragons I'm starting. But again, if you have recommendations, please let me know. I'd like to get as many colors as I can. So that's kind of high up on the list. Now this I started, and I actually have a plant going. This is not a snapdragon, it's a calendula, strawberry blonde. It took a hit. We got down to 22 degrees and it took some damage. It does look like it's gonna come back, but I figured, you know what? Why risk it? I'd really like to get some of this to come up. I did have a comment telling me that it's really hardy, so it'll probably be just fine because apparently it grows up north very well. So that's awesome to hear. I don't know if it'll appreciate our summers. That's why I'm trying to get it going. And hopefully the one that is established will have time to maybe bloom before it gets too hot here. Does it bloom in the heat for y'all? My next category is cosmos. Now, last year, if you saw any of my garden tour videos throughout the summer and into fall, I grew an orange cosmo that ended up well over 8 feet tall. It was absolutely crazy how tall that cosmo got. I did save a ton of those seeds, and I have them in here. I'm not starting them because my bed space is so limited that something that big really needs to be grown out at our homestead property. It overtook that bed, and not only did it overtake the bed, it kind of starved some of the other things out of the nutrition. And so it just doesn't make sense for me to intentionally go out and start that right now. Cosmos is another one of those things I'm always looking for more colors of. So if you've got any variety recommendations, again, share them with me. I want to add as much color to my yard as possible. And my goal is one day to actually have a cottage garden on my homestead property. So the ones I'm starting today is the Seashells blend. Now this one, I had been trying to get this to grow now for a couple of seasons, and I have not had good luck with that. So these say they are charming cosmos with fluted seashell-shaped petals. Beautiful addition to your flower patch in shades of white, pink, rose, and crimson. Now next up, this is the Bright Lights blend. It says, is a cosmic beauty, show from midsummer until first frost. Vibrant, bold, 2.5 flowers on 36-inch plants. These sound like they're a smaller variety. And I keep seeing the same thing on a lot of these packets, talking about how cosmos thrive with neglect, which, you know, if I'm gonna be honest, in my yard, come midsummer, you can almost guarantee some level of neglect because it's too hot. You have to want to grow here to make it here, you know what I mean? Next up, new to me, again, keeping with the theme of really looking for a pink-ish variety. This is called the Cosmos Candy Stripe. And it says, a beauty like no other. Candy Stripe has a golden center flanked by white petals with rosy edges and striping, making one sweet cut flower. And last up in our Cosmos collection is the Apricota. That just looks so pretty. Delicate apricot pink blossoms. 2021 Floro Select Novelty Award winner. Now, that was all of my cosmos that I'm growing for this year. I kind of promised myself I would step out of my comfort zone, so I'm going to try something new. I have no idea how this will work. We will see. I've never grown this flower type before, so if you have tips or tricks, let me know. And that is carnations. I have the, I can't even say that word, orange sherbet, shadowed, orange sherbet. And it says a vintage 1904 variety, first made popular in the Mediterranean. Peachy orange and pink blossoms bloom in late July through August, and it gives off the captivating smell of sweet and spicy clove. Okay, let's see here. Orange sherbet. I don't know what to expect when it comes to seeds, and it doesn't really say whether the surface. So, oh, they're actually not super tiny. They're not like Snapdragons. If this works and these produce well for me, I have a feeling I'm going to go off on a whole carnation kick in the future. And the other one that I'm going to try growing this year is La France. And this is a delicate classic variety with beautiful blush pink tones. And it's a double bloom, again with a clove-like fragrance. So moving on, I have some Alyssum. I have two different types here, the Tiny Tim and the Carpet of Snow. I'm growing this a couple of reasons, but one of them, some of the feedback I got, one of my videos, whoa, that's a lot of seeds, was to plant it in my green stalk. I have a green stalk. I'm on a mission to try to love it. Okay, so this says to cover with 1/4 inch of soil. So basically you don't want to go burying them too deep. The wind will literally blow these tiny seeds right out of your hands. Up next, I have the red California poppy. I have not been able to successfully get this to grow. These are very old seeds. So I'm just going to plant the rest of what I have because it could just be that the seeds are old and that's why they didn't come up last year. I really don't know. My understanding is that poppies are supposed to be really easy to grow and will self-seed, regularly and can handle the heat. So I'm not 100% sure what I've done wrong there. All right, next category. I have two of these, is lupines. Now I've been trying to grow these for a while now. I have some really old seeds, and that's probably the reason why I haven't had any germination. So I have this variety, which is the Russell's Hybrid. So I'm gonna give that a go. It says sun, partial shade, sweet pea-like blossoms in rainbow shades of lavender, blue, pink, red, white, yellow, and exciting bicolors. I have read in the past that they're pelleted, these particular seeds, and that may be what's causing me problems, is that pelleted seeds do not last a long time. And I bought these seeds on a whim several years ago and never planted them until really recently, and nothing came up. So then, because I'm hard-headed, I went ahead and purchased these new seeds, and this is called the Lupine Sunrise. Oh, this is one of those seed packs that only has like 15 seeds in it. So, oh, they are big. Okay. These are pelleted as well. Very clearly pelleted as well and are pretty big. They look like a bean. Alrighty, next category, Strawflowers. This is the tall double mix. This temp-wise, 70 to 90 degrees. Red, pink, salmon, lemon, white, and lilac flowers. Great for drying. So, surface sow. Just gonna sprinkle them on in there. And then I have new seeds. This is the king size silvery rose. Standing tall and resilient. Watch these captivating blooms unfold into delicate crowns of silvery rose hues. Oh, and this maintains its beautiful silvery color when dried. My next category is petunias. This variety is called the Hybrid Petunia Double Madness Floribunda Mix. Press into surface. Okay, so this sounds like we're surface sowing these as well. And then this one is the Petunia Garden Party Blend. Large 3-inch splashy petunias are ruffled and bring on the color. Mounding upright plants are considered to be a floribunda type, meaning they will flower in abundance throughout the growing season, attracting butterflies and other pollinators. I do have some petunias growing, but they were a transplant from the store. I'd love to know the best way to harvest seeds from that. If anybody's done that, I'm sure maybe it's the spent flower heads, maybe? All right. First tray is complete. On to the next. Got another tray. It's a lot of flowers, I'll admit, but can you ever have too much beauty in your life? I mean, really? Can you ever be too many beautiful things to admire? Okay. Now, this one is a category all its own, in my opinion, and that's the blue bachelor's button. Especially if it says they're deer resistant, that's going to be very helpful at my new property. Now, this one, also in its own category, because I've never grown this before, is the Gazania? Gazania? I don't even know how to say it, but it is big, bold, bright blooms in a myriad of sunshine colors, from yellow to mauve and beyond. It's a stunning ground cover, and that's kind of what drew me to this. So, and it says it's a perennial in zones 9 through 11. I am in 9A, so we'll see. Now, this next category is probably my biggest category, and that is my zinnias. Lots of zinnias. You can see I've got my tomatoes out here hardening off. I'm actually going to be planting those out come Friday. So if you are interested to see who all is graduating to be put outside, I encourage you to subscribe because that video is coming out Friday. First up for our zinnias is the Aztec Sunset. These grew very well here. All zinnias grow very well here. Actually, is this empty? No, this has got one in there. Zinnias are probably one of the most popular flower to grow here. They grow really fast. They handle our heat. They bloom all summer, well until you hit your first frost and through fall. So you just have to protect them from the cold, but they do grow very, very well here. And this particular one, I remember last year, they did not get super big. It's a small, sturdy 24-inch habit. So they kind of kept low, which I appreciated. The only thing I'm regretting is that I didn't save seeds last year of my own. That's why I had to go and buy more. Now, this one's new to me. This is the Persian carpet zinnia. And this says stunning gold, red, chocolate, orange, and cream, mini bicolors, 2 inches, double flowers, dwarf 15-inch plants. So I'm excited about that as well because, again, it sounds like it's going to be one of those smaller plants, easier to manage because my zinnias that I grew last year were not small. They easily got up 8 feet tall as well. Next up is the Queen Lime Red. Now, a lot of these seeds that I'm starting, you can direct sow, zinnias being one of them. Go out there and sprinkle a handful, tap them in and keep them moist, and they'll come up just fine. This one is new to me. Never tried this one. It's the Queenie Lime Orange. I haven't done the orange variety in the Queen series. So this one I'm very excited about. My husband's favorite color is orange. Now I have Zinnia Oklahoma White. I have tried to grow the polar bear for a very long time, and I had success with it, I think 1 year. And every other year after that, they just did not want to. It was almost like they didn't like the microclimate here, from what I remember. So I'm trying a different version of white. I am still going to go in with some polar bear because, of course. Now this one, new to me, Benary's Giant Mix. Benary's Giant Mix. It's a bunch of different colors. This one, new to me, Oklahoma Salmon. I was drawn to it because of its colors. I mean, now this one is the Macarenia Zinnia. Look like crimson velvet laced with gold. Very double dahlia type flowers. And last up in our zinnia collection, these are all new to me, and that is the Zinnia Cactus Flowered Mix. I was drawn to these just because the petals, something I hadn't seen before. I haven't tried growing these yet. This will be our first attempt this year. Another tray down. One more to go. Alrighty, last category. And this is something I grow every year. I love them, and that is nasturtiums. Nasturtiums are one of those very beginner-friendly type of plants, as long as you grow them at the right time of year. Now, I may be a little late doing my nasturtiums this year. So what I'm going to do is start a couple. You can absolutely direct sow nasturtiums. I mean, you really can direct sow a lot of these things. Now, nasturtiums are edible. I have eaten them. The leaves are peppery. I don't mind it. I really just grow them for beauty, though. Maybe I'll throw them in the odd occasional salad, but that's pretty much just for their beauty. The first one up is the Nasturtium Alaska Mix. This is just your generic colors. Seeds are pretty big. These are definitely a kid-friendly seed. Now, they can take a while to germinate. They have a very thick shell. My recommendation would be, if you are doing this with kids for a little bit more of a instant satisfaction, soak them overnight. Some people will even take nail snips and nick the little hull of the seed. I'm growing these again. I have not grown this particular color in quite a few years, and that's Peach Melba. This one is not new to me, but it was one of the ones that wouldn't germinate, and that's the Bloody Mary. I absolutely love this one. Beautiful, beautiful colors. And the last one is the Purple Emperor. I grew this in the fall. These seeds were new in the fall, and they came up, they all germinated. Well, the issue I ran into was that I lost them in a frost. So that was really unfortunate. I didn't get to see them really bloom. Now you may be looking at this and thinking, well, she didn't do any sunflowers or anything like that. That's going to be actually a separate video. It'll be dedicated to my summer collection of flowers, because I definitely have things that I grow specifically during the summer here, because when some of these other things peter out, like nasturtiums, other things like coleus, celosia, amaranth, sunflowers, all of those will keep blooming. So I try to stagger my space. Spring flowers first, obviously, and then we'll go into a summer flower video. Wow, so many flowers. Got done all of these in about an hour and a half. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. If you like this video and you want to see how these things continue to grow, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I encourage you to subscribe. And until next time, stay blessed.